Hey, how you doing today? I am Taquila Coleman. In today's video, we're going to talk about what do you do after divorce? Do you stand or move on? So, here's the thing. Well, let me start by saying this video it is for standards, right? Standards are those who are currently standing for marriage restoration. You might be dealing with a prodigal husband or a prodigal wife. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to say is God would never force you to stand for anyone. Okay. God, He, when you take your request to the Lord, right? When you take your marriage to the Lord in prayer and you tell God, this is the situation, this is what's going on in my marriage, and you ask God, do you want to restore this? And the way how God answers, it's many different ways how God will answer you, um, concerning marriage restoration. He'll start giving you dreams, right? He'll start giving you vision. He'll start sending instructions across your path, right? But so whenever the Lord began to confirm to you, that He's going to restore your marriage, right? And I'm talking about more than one confirmation. Okay, these are clear indicators. I'm not talking about, the Lord keeps showing me these numbers. I'm not talking about that. Okay. I'm talking about He giving you dreams and He's showing you, you and your spouse in these dreams, in the future together, happy, restored, okay, or vision, or another way how God will confirm that He want to restore this marriage. He will reveal to you the enemy operating in the marriage, okay, that's attacking the marriage, right? Um, Other way, God will start instructing you on how to partner with God in bringing about this restoration. So you would hear God tell you or prompt you to start cleaning out your house. He will start telling you declutter, throw this away, throw that away, right? And the things that He's having you to get rid of are, it might be items that's connected to the kingdom of darkness. This is why He's having you to clean house, right? So I'm talking about these type of confirmation. Nothing against numbers, but I'm talking about like you have solid evidence from the Lord, how He keep repeating to you that He's going to confirm, I'm not confirm, He's going to restore your marriage. Okay. So again, God, He would never force you. He would just confirm to you His yes or His no. Okay. And when you get a no from the Lord, okay, He'll tell you, He can communicate that many different ways. All right. Now, when we talk about what do you do after the divorce, do you continue to stand or do you move on? That's up to you. Okay. This is where, you have to sit down and identify your own personal relationship with the Lord. This is where you sit down and you say, okay, all this time, that I've been standing for my mirror, what were the things that God was saying to me, right? What was the thing God was showing me in my dream? What about the vision God was giving me? What about the instructions? How was God instructing me in this, marriage restoration process, right? You get clarity around all of the confirmation, the things the Lord has been speaking to you. And then based upon that, right, you can ask yourself a series of questions. Do I want to continue to stand for this person? Right? Am I willing to stand, no matter how long it takes, right? Because you don't want to base your stand off of your time period. That's a quick way to get frustrated. Okay. Because standing has to do with God's timing. Okay, there's a time period for marriage restoration. All right, so you take yourself through these series of questions, right? Get some clarity there, and you come up with your own decision whether or not you want to stand, continue to stand for your marriage, even after it ended in divorce. Okay, and let me say this, because just because a marriage ends in divorce, that don't it doesn't cancel out what God said. It just simply means in the physical, the court decreed this marriage to end in a divorce. But God, He has the final say so. In the spirit realm, God already see this thing as married. Okay, so again, you have to get clear or help yourself to get clarity around what is it that God is speaking to me. What is it that God is saying to me? And then you got to push out all of the outside noise because again, people on the outside, when they find out you standing for your marriage after the divorce, they would try to call you crazy. They would say you're desperate. They would say you're stupid. So you got to silence all of the noise, okay? And you got to just be in alignment with your heavenly Father. Okay, you got to walk by faith and not by sight. This is going to require ridiculous faith, right? You're going to have to learn how to meet your own needs, okay, while you're standing. Okay, if you're a man, you got to learn how to meet your own respect need. If you're a woman, you got to learn how to meet your own affection needs so that you're still standing strong in this process, right? And again, you have to, if you decide to stand for your marriage, even after divorce, you got to take your timeline. When you think God is going to do this, you got to take that off the table, okay? And you have to believe what God said to you, okay? So another thing, if you decide, to continue to stand for your marriage, understand you're not crazy for standing for your marriage, even after divorce. You're not. It simply means you believe what your heavenly Father has spoken to you and said to you, and you walking by faith and not by sight. Period. Right. The other thing I want you to keep in mind, after the divorce, if you choose to stand, then you also might want to look and search out other support groups, okay? Standing support groups, okay? Support groups for standards, I'll say it that way. Because you want to be around that community, okay? You're going to need support. You need to be in that energy where y'all coming together and you're strategizing, or you're coming together on a prayer call, or you fasting together, right? Or you just in the community and you hear other people's testimony of how God restored this and how God brought them back together. You need to be in that particular community, okay? That's going to keep your spirit encouraged, okay, and to help you to stand strong. But yes, um what do you do after divorce? Do you stand or move on? That decision is up to you, okay, to decide. God will never force you to continue to stand, okay? He will simply confirm his yes or his no to you, all right? And based upon whatever God is speaking to you, you get the clarity you need on how you're going to proceed going forward, all right? So, with that, I am Taquila Coleman. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.